Hello friends, I hope you are all doing well. Let's start today's lecture which is about the factorization. Okay. If Firstly we are going to study some basic concepts to understand better the factorization concept. Okay. For this, firstly we are going to study the spanning subgraph, the basic concept which helps to study, which helps to better understanding of the factorization concept. Okay. The first one is the spanning subgraph. Okay, and the second one is regular spanning subgraph. First of all, what is the spanning subgraph? Spanning subgraph. The definition of the spanning subgraph is it is a subgraph which has same number of vertices as original graph G or original graph, but the edges may be less than or equal to the original graph G. Okay, this is what the spanning subgraph definition is. Okay, let us understand better by using the example. Okay, I drawn a graph G here. Okay, which consists of four vertices and four edges. I name these vertices as A, B, C, and D. Okay, and let us draw the spanning subgraph. Okay, by considering this definition. Okay, let us draw the spanning subgraph of G, where here, according to the spanning subgraph definition, it is a subgraph which has same number of vertices as original graph, right? I will draw the same number of vertices, four vertices as in the graph G, original graph G. Okay, and the second condition is, but the edges may be less than or equal to the original graph. Okay, I will draw two edges. Okay, you understand? So I will name it as these vertices as A, B, C, and D. Okay, this is what the spanning subgraph of graph G. By the definition, you know that same number of vertices as original graph. A subgraph should has same number of vertices of the original graph. Same thing here. Here in the original graph there is four vertices, and also in the spanning subgraph it is also there is a four vertices, and the edges may be less than or equal to the original graph. Here the edges of the spanning subgraph is less than G, original graph G. I will take this spanning subgraph as G1. Okay, did you understand the definition of the spanning subgraph? Okay, let us move to the next definition, which is regular spanning subgraph. Okay, the definition of the regular spanning subgraph. Okay, we can understand this concept by the heading itself. Okay, the regular spanning subgraph. There is two terms here. The first one is regular, and the second is spanning subgraph. We are already aware of this spanning subgraph right now. Okay, but what is regular? What is regular graph? Regular graph is the degree of each vertices of a graph which is equal or same. Okay, that is what the regular graph is, right? The degree of each vertices of a graph is equal or same. That is, by combining these two definitions, we can define the regular spanning subgraph. Okay, so it is a subgraph where the degree of each vertices of the spanning subgraph G1 should be same, right? Here, this is a spanning subgraph. This is a spanning subgraph. This is a spanning subgraph. So here, the degree of each vertices of this spanning subgraph is same, right? What is the degree of this vertex A? 1. What is the degree of vertex B? It is also 1. And vertices C and D is also 1, 1, right? So this is what the regular spanning subgraph is. Do you understand? Okay. Let us move to the main concept, which is factorization. Okay, which is factorization. What is factorization in general, or the definition of the factorization is it involves the decomposing of a graph G into multiple factors, where each factor of G is a spanning subgraph. Each factor of G is a spanning subgraph. Okay, let us understand by the example, the same example we took here. Uh, Here, this is a graph G, graph G, right? And involves the decomposing of graph G. What is decomposing? What is the general meaning of the decomposing? In the general meaning of this, the general meaning of this decomposing is the fragmentation or breakdown, separation. These are the similar words of this decomposing. Okay, when we break down the graph G into multiple factors, here there is one factor. We can also draw another factor for this graph G. I will draw another factor for this graph G. Okay, which consists of same number of vertices as the original graph G, and edges should be less than or equal to the original graph G. I will draw this graph, this factor. I will take it as G2, and we can name these vertices as A, B, C, and D. Okay. So this is another factor of this graph G. Okay. Here that when we break down or decompose this graph G into multiple factors, where each factor is a spanning subgraph. Each factor is spanning subgraph. This is what the factorization means. Okay, did you understand this concept? Okay. In the next class, we will end up this class, this lecture, and we will resume in the next class with the one factorization concept and two factorization concept. Okay, thank you, take care, bye bye.